Hi, welcome. Thank you so much for joining us on a virtual tour of SAIC's Visual Communications Department. My name is Casey Filson. I'm the Assistant Director of On-Campus Admissions at SAIC, and you'll be going on your virtual tour of VisCom with Annabelle, who's one of our current students who works in the admissions office as a student ambassador, and I will let her introduce herself.
Hello, my name is Annabelle. Some information about me is that I'm in my 4th year here at SAIC, and I mainly study fibers, fashion, and comics.
Awesome. Thanks, Annabelle. So I'm going to turn it over to her so that she can tell you more about the Visual Communications Department.
Great. So we're going to get started. Over here, you can see our entryway to our Visual Communications Department. And so this is a great space on campus, and it's kind of different than the rest of our campus because visual communications encompasses a lot of different areas of design. So that's why we call it visual communications instead of graphic design, because you're learning letterpress, typography, illustration, infographics, web design, and book design, lots of different types of things. So you can really pursue lots of different avenues of 2D design, not just like graphic design and graphic arts. This space is set up kind of similar to a design firm, so students can kind of get in the mindset of working professionally. You can see that there's like an entry desk and like a little waiting area, just because this department kind of does function like a mini, graphic design agency, that type of thing, because a lot of your assignments are going to be for mock clients, and so you really get good at bringing other people's ideas and concepts into fruition. And so you also learn a lot about, negotiating with clients and how to work with other people, which is very useful. And so over here, we have a visual communications classroom. You can see that this space is full of outlets. You do a lot of work in your computer in this department. And so with that, you are using all different types of software. So you're using Adobe programs like Photoshop, Illustrator, InDesign, Dreamweaver, Premiere, all different types of stuff, Flash as well. And all of this comes with your tuition to SAIC. So you don't have to pay for extra programs. If you're in a typography course, they're going to provide you with a software called FontBooks. And so that's a nice freebie at SAIC. But you can also see from this photo that there's cutting boards. Lots of people have printed things out. All of our classrooms come with their own black and white printers, and so you're also working analog, cutting things out, moving things around, so you're learning lots of different design techniques and strategies. Out the little window in this classroom, you can kind of see that's our Visual Communications Resource Center. And so the Visual Communications Resource Center is a great little non-circulating library that we have on campus. It's honestly like a little bit of a little mini museum, because the department has been collecting lots of resources, publications, and information for visual communication students, though any student on campus can access this space. And it's a really great spot to find inspiration for your projects. They also have little typewriters in there if you want to experiment with those. And then another classroom in this department that unfortunately isn't available to see is our lab classroom. That one looks pretty similar to this one, but there is a Mac desktop at every station. So with that one, you wouldn't even need to bring in your laptop. And so that's a great space, because if you are working on like a really massive file, there's always going to be Mac desktops for you to use. So that way, if you're working on like 10 really large TIFF files, we always have desktops that can handle that. And also because of our laptop requirement, we are a Mac-based school. We actually require that incoming students have their own MacBook Pro. And we're doing that because it's nice to have the entire school on the same system, and because we work with a lot of Adobe programs, especially in our visual communications department, and those programs run a lot better on Mac processors. And because you're getting so much software, it's really valuable for you to have a pro level computer, so that way, you're not getting bogged down with lots of software that's gonna slow down your computer. And so another great space within this department is our printing station. We have large format matte and satin printers. They can print as wide as 4 feet, and then pretty much as long as you want to pay for. At SAIC, when you pay for printing, you pay for paper, not ink. And so it really just depends on the size and paper quality of your print. And so with this department, you learn how to print, you learn how to set up your file in the settings, and you learn like what all those extra buttons do, so that way you can get your print exactly how you want it. Another great thing about our printing station is that the monitors there have color calibrated desktop monitors, so that way the colors you see on screen will match with what prints. You don't have to do lots of test strips, so that saves you a ton of time and money. But if you don't have a lot of time to print your project, or if you want like a really, really nice print, you can always turn to our service bureau. Our service bureau is available for students, faculty, and alumni to use. And so you can come back when you graduate, and it's our on-campus printing service. They do everything from museum level quality prints and posters, lots of different types of bookbinding. They can print onto fabric. They can do buttons, stickers, business cards, risograph printing. They can do a ton of stuff for you, and it's all cost competitive with fast turnaround time. So it's a really nice space on campus. And so Viscom students utilize that space a lot. And then another interesting thing about the visual communications department is that it's one of the few departments at SAIC that has its own pathway. And so if you are looking to really specialize in design, and you know that that's your number one thing that you really want to do here, after your first year, when you've taken all of visual communications introduction courses, you can apply into the department with your portfolio. And if you're accepted by the department into the pathway, you have access to more rigorous courses. And so you can really get a little like deeper into the department and have access to more things if you're in the pathway. And then it also gives you an edge when you're applying to D Studio, which is an advanced level course in this department. You have to apply to get into it, so it's very prestigious, and all of the projects you have in D Studio are for actual real life clients. And so that's really nice because you get a lot of experience while you're still in school, and you're making a lot of connections and getting your work out there while you're still in school. And yeah, that's it for visual communications. If you have any questions, feel free to email us.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Annabelle. So I know that our visuals are a little bit limited right now just because we are doing all of this virtually. So thank you for your patience and your understanding with that. I thought Annabelle did a really good job of kind of contextualizing the department and helping to talk about all of the amazing resources that we have for students. So if you do have additional questions, you can always reach our admissions office at 312-629-6100. You can email us at ugadmis@saic.edu. And then if you have additional questions beyond that, or you're just interested in learning more about the school or about the visual communications department, you can check out our website, saic.edu. And for anything admissions related, you can visit us at saic.edu/admission. So thank you again for joining us. Thank you, Annabelle, and have a great day.